Hey, good people. Welcome to episode 1 of Empowered Meals. I'm Donna Meals. That's who I am. That's what I do. Okay, so I'm going to try not to be a corny 70s talk show host here. And it's a little out of my comfort zone, but I'm going for it. And hopefully I can bring you guys some really good information. I've been really compiling it for years and years. And I think there's a lot of things that really could still be said about the arena of eating well and losing weight, which everybody kind of wants to do that. So, so I'm going to start us off with a meme. Okay, this one actually is just a little saying from Abraham Hicks. Practice the feeling of happy, happy, happy. Honestly, wherever your thoughts go, your energy flows. And so if you're thinking of things that are good, I personally have an alarm that's set for me 3 times a day. It goes off in the middle of the day and it just goes ding, ding, ding. And I just pause and I think of something that I'm grateful for. It's usually my kids or my dog. Hey, shout out to Sid and Duke. They're so awesome. Of course, I'm a little prejudiced, but so anyway, like I said, this is the first time. This is a brand new page for me. I'm not really sure how it's going to go. I think I'm already going to start putting this into a YouTube channel, but maybe I'm not allowed to say that. I don't know. I got in a little bit of trouble and I wasn't allowed to message people back after about the 8,000th one that I sent out yesterday from just the overwhelming response to just a post that I had on one of my Tony Robbins pages, one of the groups that I belong to there. And I mean, the phone blew up all day. I spent 12 hours answering, or addressing kind of what people's ideas were. It was really cool because I got a really good idea of the huge variety of all of the different methods, diets, and things that people prescribe to. I was very pleasantly just surprised to see so many people, diets don't work and eat right. And we've come to that place where, for the most of our society, we understand that we really need to, not necessarily adhere to somebody else's idea of a regimen per se. And not to say that people haven't had success with that too, Anyway, as I do that, I'm going to get into do a little laundry here, and I'm going to put out the first disclaimer is nothing I say here is medical advice. Okay. You see something that somebody put, or you see some, take it with a grain of salt, do your own research, your own homework. If something interests you, Yahoo it, Google it, do whatever and look up and, see what you can find out about that. And by all means, if you're going to try and take on any kind of a regimen or a program or, just an idea of what you think you should do, take it up with your doctor. And hopefully that doctor is somebody that's had more than one nutrition class, because most of them don't. I think the first time I was ever sent to a nutritionist was at our hospital. I lived in a small town in Arizona, and my nutritionist was 400 pounds. And I'm thinking, okay, this just doesn't jive. So, I mean, there's this thing called common sense. I'm going to refer to that often. I figured I should get some visual aids here because they'll help break up the monotony here, because I got a lot of stuff in my mind that that I'd love to get out and help people with. And so, this particular episode here is just basically just an idea of what my plan is and what I can do for you, etc. So, okay. So the second little bit of laundry is, this is an open forum. I didn't want to be uncool and say, no, you can't sell your stuff here and post your I figured, if I figured I said enough by saying be respectful of others, me. I lovely gentleman texted me and he had, I want everybody to share what's worked for them. I mean, say it. Oh, I'm doing Atkins. It's working. What I don't really think is the appropriate thing is if you say, okay, well, I sell this and contact me. I mean, hey, if you said, hey, this works for me and describe, why it worked for you, using your mind and not your marketing. And, if someone's enticed to take you up on that and they want to message you and find out more about that, I think that's great. This is not a place of competition. I know the value of the things that I have to say because, they're tried and true with, a lot of experience that I've had helping others. So, and literally, I can't help everybody. If you're a health professional and, please espouse your views. And if you can pick up a client or here, if there's a good match and somebody contacts you, more power to you. I think that's awesome. I think, we live on a planet where we need to all be win-win, and that's great. We just need to kind of just be considerate and be cool. So I guess I wasn't cool because I was bringing a lot of you over to my website here, but not because I want to have you give me all your money. The gist of what I'm doing here is actually it's a precursor to my coaching business. I mean, most of what my coaching that I do as a health coach, I got the life coach hat, I got the health coach hat, and the health coaching, most of it really is about your relationship with yourself, and therefore how you, relegate that to food and what your subconscious can do to, whatever. So that's like a whole other ball of wax, and I will get into that. So anyway, okay. So number 3, go easy on me. My hands look huge when I do that. I should put back here. Number 3 is I am not a tech wizard. I think I explained that before, but so please be nice. Don't judge. If I send you something and it's like 3 times or whatever, it's because I was like, oh, I don't think that went. And I will give you a little bit of a disclaimer. Some of you may have heard my story, that I posted yesterday. I got into I've been into the food and all of that, but, I got into mostly the emotional IQ part of food, as a result of my own injury, my own story. And, I suffered a brain injury and spinal cord injury at the same time, about 5 years ago. And I wasn't even really aware. I'm walking around. I was paralyzed a little bit at first. I finally got the surgery. I broke my neck. I blew out my C4. And I still have some issues, but in the process of, the hills and valleys, I came to realize when I started working for someone else and had to do their computer stuff, they were almost ready to fire me. Or they thought I was a dumbass. I don't know. I'm not, but I probably came off as such. And so please forgive me. I actually have some cognitive issues from that injury, and they prevent me from a lot of tech stuff. So, wow. So, and I might have said this before, I'll get back to that at the end anyway, but I have an offer for anybody that wants to help me with tech. I'm going to offer them up my coaching. Or just, there you go. There's my offering. You can have my 12-week program that I do, in a different realm online. I'm going to offer that up to anybody, or we'll trade or whatever. So if you're a professional and you do Google, Facebook, etc., whatever, that'd be great. Call me. Actually, what is it? Message me. I haven't even figured that out. Right. Oh, here we go. Everyone email me at challenge or Donna Meals, either one. I'll get both of those. At Wise Life Consulting. That's Wise with an S and Life with an F. Consulting, all one word, .com. You guys can email me there. Getting my website together now. So, but for now, I don't even really need it, but that is the email. If you have something personal, if you have a question, that's really going to be the best way for me to pay attention and get back to you, because I'm a squirrel, on this Facebook thing. Then somebody's texting me, and I mean, it's way too much with, like I said, my cognitive issue. Hard for me to keep things straight. I'm getting better, and I'm fixing that. Okay, this is really the reason I brought this up. I am currently fixing that right now with food. Believe it or not, I have some, neural synapses that aren't firing from that injury with both my neck and in my head. And I've had I've had variations of issues. I'm fixing them with food. I'm here to tell you, they are getting better. And just even in the last 2 months, I'm on a new program with this great naturopath gentleman. Maybe one day I'll do like a show with him. I don't know. Are they called a show or is it an episode? Haven't figured that out either. I still got to get some hats that, whatever. Okay, so please, again, forgive my dorky lack of tech knowledge. And if you got any pointers or if I spell something wrong or whatever, just let me know. I'm not that worried. So, okay. I've got a little cheat sheet over here. So I'm pretty, I'm not like, with the teleprompter quite yet. All right. So my goal here, definitely, entirely, on 2 levels, is to empower you with knowledge and the wisdom of how to use it. And the knowledge, regarding to food, what you should do, how you should do it, etc. There's a lot involved here. So that's why I did this, I don't know, channel, page, whatever. That's why I'm going to probably put something out every day, not on the weekends, but, 5 days a week. And I might get to like, hey, it's Recipe Friday and we're going to do a cooking class, or maybe I'll do something separate. I've done that before too. And, that's a whole lot of fun, and I know, speaking of recipes, everybody was asking about those. And yes, that is coming. I'll address that. So today, the topic is unraveling the enigma of diets. Okay. Huge response to this. Like I said, 800 people, and they were all so varied. Everybody's idea of whatever. I want to give a shout out to Jennifer Gross Ureste for the absolute coolest response that I heard out of the hundreds that is near and dear to my heart because I'm an animal lover. She said that she basically started out her diet with taking her dog for a walk. And then, she just said that it just sounded like what she was saying was gradually she just kept adding more onto the pile, and she's thinner. And she said, well, the virus thing's kind of a drag because that slowed up yeah, and that's what it is. And I mean, for me, I think I mentioned I was thinking about this when I was on my Peloton this morning. You got to make lemonade out of lemons. If something's not working, you got to figure something out, be resourceful. And I couldn't go to the gym. It's right across the street and the gym was closed. And, here I was in a spot a few months back. I didn't realize I was taking seizure medication for my problem with my head injury, can't wear a mask, etc. So I could maybe try and, be able to wear a mask out in public. Kind of sucks at the grocery store when they want to kick you out, and it's just a nightmare. So I've been taking this medicine. Well, I didn't realize, all of a sudden I started gaining weight. And, everybody put on their, I guess in the old days, we called it the freshman 15. When you go to college, or now it's like the COVID-19 or COVID-19, it's pounds, And so, she was mentioning how she got in, had a hard time with that. And so did I. I mean, I had all these things gang up on me. And like I said, I didn't realize this medication I was taking was causing me to gain weight because I wasn't doing anything differently. And, I know I take prednisone, and I've had that issue too. When I first broke my neck, oh my Lord, gain weight, lose weight, and for me, I mean, that's my business. I tried everything. I did the intermittent fasting. I did everything that's really popular and very trendy right now. And I did the keto, and I did keto when I was 30 and it worked like a charm, Not so much when you're in menopause, okay? So I'm going to get into that a little bit later too, because things work for us one time in our life and then they don't work for another. And it's because our chemistry is different, our hormones, everything, stress, everything is different, in different seasons of your life. So there are different things that, that apply at different times. So, anyway, I just thought that was neat. Post a picture of your doggy, if you can. That was really cool. Oh, I lost her name. Where was it? I was just sorry. I got carried away, like I said, and I got lost from my little gang of notes. Oh, Jennifer. Jennifer, if you're catching this, post on the webs or the page, picture of your dog and you walking or something like that. That's important. These are things that go to the core of us they matter, that mean something to us, and that helps us in our brain signify, a good feeling for losing weight okay, that's another thing that I want to get into right now. Everybody's term, I'm not even going to go any further. Everybody's term is lose weight, lose weight, lose weight. Another shout out. Okay. This gal, it's either Sybil or Sibel Antonell. Okay. She posts, "Hi from Colorado. What is the most motivating aspect you have found for releasing extra weight?" Love. Angel singing. Love this, okay? Because this is one of the major tenets that I try and teach people. I'm actually on my way. I'm not too far away. I'm going to be a licensed hypnotherapist too, but I've been using a lot of those techniques and tools in my business. But want to be official. So I'm working on that right now, finishing up my little credential for that. But I mean, it's not neuroscience. It's really about being good to yourself. And what we don't really understand is that we have our subconscious brain, our lizard brain, that keeps us safe. It's our brain that we've had from, it's Neanderthal brain that, through evolution, that's kept us safe and alive, okay? Not necessarily thin or happy, okay? So once you peel through and figure out the difference there, learn some tools, etc., whatever, life is so much easier. But our words matter. Words matter. Words are huge. That's our, frontal lobe. We are so controlled by words. It's in marketing. It's in everything. They find what the keywords. Look at Google. Look at Facebook. All them. That's what they do. They find keywords. Okay, so if you say, "I'm going to," oh, you know what? I lost $5. That connotation is, oh, I mean, who's going to go, "Yay, I lost $5. No, man. I was at the 21 table and I lost $50. Everybody's like, "Oh, darn." So that word lose has a connotation of negativity. So when you say, "I want to lose weight," you're confusing the crap out of your brain, your subconscious lizard brain that's going, "Wait a minute, lose is bad. Wait, okay, you want to lose, which is bad. Wait, okay. Wait, losing it is bad. So guess what?" All right, you may think this is hooey. You may think it's woo-woo. Nope. I've been studying the science on this with the brain and different studies, etc., whatever. So you don't want to, we got to get rid of that saying lose weight, because we're basically giving our brain mixed signals. Okay. First off. Okay. So for her to say, "I am releasing extra weight," and actually what weight is, calories, etc. Weight is a representation of calories. There's like 5,800 calories, I think. in a pound, okay? But calories are a measure of energy. It's the amount of energy it takes your body to process something, okay? Oh my gosh, I could go so down the wormhole with preservatives and things like that are in food that actually take more calories than what they say the labels, because they're only counting the calories on the food, not the extra crap that's in it that causes your body to waste its energy, getting rid of the toxins of the stuff that's added in. But that is a whole story for another day. Just a little tidbit. Okay, so anyway, I like to train, convince, I don't know, influence my clients to say, I'm going to give this weight, or I'm giving these calories back to the universe. Somebody else can use them. There's a damn skinny person out there somewhere. And actually there was one out of the whole thing said, I can't gain weight. And, I'm like, no, I mean, that's awful. My mom grew up like that. She was just like Twiggy. That was her thing in the, back in the 60s. She was always, could never gain weight. So that's a nightmare for people too. Okay. So anyway, the grass is always greener, and, we all have to be aware of everybody else's plight too. So, okay. So words matter. So we're going to do, I'm a fanatic with the thesaurus and the dictionary, and, it's the school nerd in me. But I very much, I love this. Okay. So, the word diet. Oh, I cut it off. Well, okay. So the word diet, the noun, it's a noun and a verb. Diet. And this is where we get confused. And so does our brain. So does our brain inside. The kinds of food that are noun diet is the kind of food that a person, animal, or community habitually eats. Notice that word habitually. Okay. We'll get to that. And that was the noun. So the verb, and this is, pretty interesting. Verb, to restrict diet, verb, diet as a verb. Restrict oneself, a special course of food to which one restricts oneself, either to lose weight or for medical reasons, okay? So, those are two different things. One is about habit, which, habit is good because our subconscious, which is basically in control of 95% of all of our functions, you breathe, so, parasympathetic nervous system, but, you breathe automatically, your heartbeat gets automatically, okay? You think, I'm hungry, I need to eat automatically, okay? We'll get into that later as to who's really talking when you have that urge, but that's a whole different subject for another day. But, your habit is what you basically, your program that you're running on. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. It's time to eat. All right. Well, for me today, I'm going to have my little avocado with a little bit of, it's kind of like soy sauce, but coconut aminos. I'm trying to stay away from soy. I'm not allowed to have that. I'm kind of allergic right now. And so that's my little thing. It's like, okay, it's lunchtime. I'm going to have that. I'm going to have my shake that I take that's prescribed. It's like a special thing, super nutrition that I particularly need because I had a lot of tests and I'm going through my own little program right now. So basically, that's my habit right now. And a habit, when you look scientifically, it takes, honestly, I should research that and had my numbers straight. So if I'm wrong, let me know. Okay. But I believe it's like 60 days, 30 to 60 days to really solidify a habit. Okay. Eating well, good people, is a habit. It's a habit. It's nothing more than a habit. Okay. And, a diet in the noun the noun is the kind of food that a person, animal, or community, a lot of diversity there, we'll talk about that, habitually eats, okay? So that's healthy, is when you set up a good established habit of things that are the right thing for you and your person or your animal or your community. Okay. So the diversity of that is, when you think about it, you know, I'm Irish and German. So I have certain things where my genetic and my people, my clan, they're beer drinkers and Irish whiskey guys. I don't know. That's a good combination, right? There's specific foods, herbs, plants that are medicine, etc., that are indigenous to the area where my ancestors from those areas came from. Okay. There's the Mediterranean diet. Saw that a lot. And people that hail from that area usually do better because of their genetics and their, the way they're put together, with items that are really from that area, olive oil and olives and feta cheese. Oh my God, I've been to Greece. They have the best honey ever. Most amazing. So anyway, Greece is my favorite. If I could go anywhere, I'd be on a plane there tomorrow. It's beautiful. So, without getting me too far off the track here, what I'm getting at is when we lose sight and we say diet then becomes a regimen of restricting oneself, then the old lizard brain's going, danger, danger, and they're throwing all kinds of things because your lizard brain, some people call it the critter brain. It's another good analogy because it's thinking like a critter. It ain't looking out for you or your figure, let me tell you. That critter brain is making you think, oh my gosh, I can't have this, then you zero in on it, okay? All right, who here has had a toddler? Okay, you got something, you're not necessarily whatever, okay, some little project or something, and, your kids are running around, they don't care, whatever. Then you think to yourself, I should probably say, hey, don't mess with that, or mommy's going to be mad, etc., whatever, okay? Bad idea. The second you bring their attention to it, then that they can't have it, guess what? Critter brain, that's all they're talking about is, wait a minute, why am I being deprived? Why am I being starved? You get the picture, okay? So a diet, that's why diets don't work, is because it's a special course of food to which one restricts oneself, okay? I mean, if it's medical, that's different, but there's still a lot of good, psychological hacks that are out there that I know, that I use in my coaching to help you get past certain things like that. It's just knowledge is power. So that's what I'm trying to do is bring this here. My goal here, I'm going to say it again, empower you with the knowledge and the wisdom of how to use it for your betterment, okay? So, it's win-win here. I'm here for you. I'm here also for me. The feedback that I'm trying to get is only just going to make me better at what I do. And that's really my main motivation. What else was I going to say on that? Okay, so we did the diet, we did the habit. Okay. Diet, we did talk about that. Diets fail because you don't have the skills to deal with depravity. Okay, the ones that I just mentioned. And, if you lived in communist China or North Korea or Venezuela, you'd probably do better at a diet because you're used to it. No, I mean, because you're used to depravity. I had a friend that was in Cuba and, she said, you go to the grocery store and there's like 85,000 bottles of mayonnaise, but no meat. They have no variety. I mean, you get what you get. And so you adapt. And, we here in our little Western world, we are so spoiled on so many levels that the second we have to go into a depravity mode of, I can't have that, So you got to, that's what I was getting at before. There are tricks to train your mind to just move on and get away from that. And a lot of that, just like I said with, practice, happy, it's all in your mind. Where your thoughts go, your energy flows. That is a Tony Robbins. I'm quoting Tony Robbins. Love that guy. Okay. So, what else did I cover? Oh, right. So we go off and we say, marketing. Everything is marketed through our, whatever reason, you hear, oh, try this one. This worked for me. That doesn't mean it's not going to, that doesn't mean that just because that worked for someone else is going to work for you. And just because it worked for 10 million people doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Because of what I was saying before with person, animal, community. There's diversity. People are diverse. Your blood type affects the way you metabolize thing or, items of food or react to it. A lot of people mention the blood type diet. Super interesting. Personally, me, I'm super veggie oriented, but I was a chef. Oh my God, I love me a lamb chop. Only if it's raised by people who care about the animals, and they're not factory farm. That's all disgusting. A different topic for a different day. Okay. I get tired of this sustainability, blah, 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 blah jargon. I'm talking about people who care about the animals, So I don't eat beef very often, but I am O blood type, and I will just eat vegetables, nuts, fruits, blah, blah. Not even as much fruits, but mostly veggies. I love veggies. I've got a million dishes. Yes, recipes, I will share them. And I love, 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 love the veggies, but every once in a while, man, I gotta have a hamburger. I mean, it's, it's in my program. I need that. Your body, that's why you have cravings. That's why pregnant women have cravings, because they have their whole metabolism and their whole system is focusing in on that baby, and they're missing something. And it's like, okay, I'm missing something. So I'm going to send you, the neurons, and I'm going to send your brain a signal and say, you need blah, blah, blah. I mean, I'm not a fan of ice cream. When I had about 2 weeks before my daughter was born, she's going to be 21. Yay, Sid. Love you. I went and had ice cream at this place. It was probably, it was for about the last month. Every day I had to go to Stone Cold Ice Cream and other. I had to go there. Stone Cold Creamery? That's my neurological thing, sorry. So, and if you hear me spitter or stutter, it's just part of that too. But I had to have this ice cream. In fact, the owner was a friend of mine. I was in Rotary. I was 10 years a Rotarian. By the way, their motto is service before self. There are two kinds of people on this earth. Those that are there to serve themselves, and those are there that are going to serve others. Okay, I choose to be in the latter, and I hope you do too, because it's going to just make everything better for everybody else. All right, so enough of that. Anyway, I saw this guy out in town, and he's like, I can't, I'm screwed since you had that baby, because you were my best customer. Because after I had the baby, I didn't require the ice cream anymore. Those cravings were all gone. So it's really super interesting, how your mental and your all of your endocrine system works both for and against you. You have the power of the mind, though, and learning how to harness it against these crazy mixed signals in your body is wisdom. Okay, so hope I've covered that. Okay, so this whole thing with the diets, like I said, mass chaos. Okay, since the 70s, no one can figure out. I'm here to tell you, like I said, a couple months ago, when I realized, I had put on literally. It comes up like that. I'm like, holy crap, I've gained 14 pounds. Here I'd find out the culprit was the medication that I was on, but apparently I wasn't going out and looking in the mirror, so I was wearing sweats. So you don't know that until also I went to the naturopath because I have been losing my hair. Just coming out. My mom, she was telling me I was at her place, and she was for a little bit, and she was vacuuming, and she was like, oh my gosh, look at all this hair that's in the vacuum. Scary. okay? And I just said, that's it, I gotta go. So I am doing a super cool regimen to, fix a lot of the issues that I have because I was out of balance, which is what happens. That's how we become diseased. We're out of balance, okay? Whole other topic, okay? So anyway, society, media, all that stuff, it doesn't help. It just adds to all the chaos, okay? And neither do the doctors, okay? Well, this doctor, his study says, red wine causes cancer. And then the other guy's going, well, it has resveratrol in it, so it's good for you. And all you can do is look at this and this, and you don't know who to believe. The only person you can do is learn how to believe in yourself, okay? I can't tell you what to do. I can only guide you, with the information that I've gleaned, and hopefully you'll be able to use that, for your benefit. But, I can't tell you how many people they get on a program, and I am not knocking programs because, they get on a program and then all of a sudden, they're losing, and they're doing great and they're so happy. And then all of a sudden, they stop and then they gain back the weight like that. Oh my God, keto? The first piece of bread you eat, you gain 12 pounds in one day. So, you have to be really careful. A lot of people have kind of adapted that as their lifestyle. And, there's a lot of valid, points to it. And I'm going to do a thing on each one of the different types of regimens. I won't call it a diet because we'd already determined that that's dumb. I will go, though, and talk about, again, habit, okay? Habit is a noun. Mode of behaving or doing fixed by constant repetition, okay? Getting back to what we said, 30 to 60 days doing the same thing. That's how you form a habit. That's how your subconscious takes over, and it wants you to do the right thing. If you make whatever that healthy choice that you've come up, or, someone said, this is what you got to do, whoever you're going to believe, whatever you got to figure out to do to get yourself to the better place, you have to establish a habit to do it, or else you're just dead in the water. You're going to go right back to where you were because you have to change the program, okay? That's why we all have things that we bring on in our relationships with other people from way back, Same thing. Got to get rid of those and change those programs too. But that's my life coach hat, and that's a whole entirely different thing too. So I guess you're getting the picture that, there's, and I stated this probably twice in my last video, that nothing exists in a vacuum. Everything is interchanged, everything is connected. We're all connected by energy because the entire world is made up of energy, not mass, energy, spinning energy. So, there's no barriers to that. That's like when you walk into a room and there's somebody that you just, gosh, I don't find this. I never have anybody I don't like. I mean, I don't know. But there are plenty of people that don't like me. I mean, right? Somebody doesn't like me. They're just, or I'll be on the phone trying to get something figured out with this customer service person. And they're just like, they can't see that I have this beautiful, loving soul and I just feel screwed and I want to get, they're just like, it's just a bad vibe. Okay. And what that is energy. And I don't even care if it's through the phone. I don't care if it's, they figured out that atoms in the super collider, can affect each other on other sides of the planet. Twins have a connection. So those are all just some simple, just examples of what I'm talking about. So, okay. So my goal here, like I said, was I'd like to empower your stockpile of tools for dealing with all these different things and all these entities. It's trying to parse out all the confusion of all these different diets. I mean, like I said, one thing causes cancer, next week it's okay. In the 70s, it was the food pyramid when we were growing up, food pyramid. And on the bottom was 11 servings of grains. You did that today? Everybody knows. Oh my God, you'd be like, the Stay Puft Marshmallow. It's just not good. It's too much sugar. Oh, my dear friend, Oliver Maxwell, okay, from kindergarten. His mom was my kindergarten teacher. I loved her. She was so awesome. Very sweet. We're going to get into sugar, and that may be a 2-part thing. I have to figure out how that is, but sugar is your enemy. Most people don't even know what it is, but we will get into that again. But I lost my little train of thought. Okay, so basically, you've got to be able to sift through and figure out what your major enemies are for your situation, okay? Really good to get, some heads up from a doctor or a nutritionist that know what they're talking about, Do your homework. And some people, you're in a plan, you only have certain, but do your homework for yourself if you can't, You want to take their basic guidelines, or have them approve something, or most of them are good at it. They don't, you do a little homework or a lot of homework, you'll know more than they will. And only you can really, really have that feeling, your inner being, your inner self, your intuition will know what's right for you. If you take the time to listen to it, a little bit of meditation helps just get me right on track for that every day, every morning, Again, another topic for another day, and how we can put that into the food category too, because there's amazing information about that. Okay, so anytime that you want to try and get yourself better, there's 3 steps. You got to kind of do a reset, detox, hit the reset button, start with a fresh palate, and, keep going along. And then you start gradually adding some things in where you're allowing your cells to repair, okay? And then replenish. And that's just building nutrition. So, those are kind of the basics, Again, I'll get into that. I'm just going through a lot of different just topics that we're going to be going over. And maybe some of these are going to hit you and you say, oh, I'm going to stay tuned. I want to listen to that. I guarantee you, there's so much information that I've compiled. I'm going to do my best to try and really put it together in a way that makes sense. And that's really common sense, okay? That's what your diet should be. Should be common sense, okay? And, and I am not bucking any of the things that people have used. I'm not. And sometimes that's just, hey, if you don't have time, you just tell me what to do and I'm going to do it. And I've had clients like that, when I was a chef, just tell me what to do, tell me what I need to do. And then, we'll go over it later or whatever. They don't even want to learn anything. They just want me to do it for them. Some people are like that. You may be like that. You may be so busy and that's not your priority. So there's a lot here for everybody, like I said. And then there are people that they're like, hey, I've been doing this. This is fabulous. OMG, I'm so glad that you're here, because you're going to be the stewards that help others. And like I said, service above self. Anytime you can share that's going to help, you're going to improve our world, and, you get your little lucky gold stars up in heaven too, Nothing wrong with that. So, like I said, I have a list of tools, tips, tricks, hacks, for all of these different things. It's really kind of, getting to the place where we help you narrow it down. But the one thing that I can guarantee you is your emotional IQ, your EQ, shall we say, controls your eating, bar none, hands down. There's no argument. Okay. There's so much science out there. It is stunning. Like I said, I went through the curriculum to be a registered health coach, even though I had already been a weight loss coach, for a while. I mean, I've probably read as much as any PhD on the subject, because I've been studying this very avidly for years. But, we consistently have this cycle of, shame, fear, guilt, shame, guilt, that shame blame game, man, gotta go. Okay, that's the biggest lizard brain, problem that we have when we're trying to do anything, especially, a new eating regimen or diet. It's tough enough. I love the example that I gave you of Jennifer, who said that she employed her dog to help her just start, and then she did more and more. That's brilliant, because going cold turkey and doing all that, oh my gosh, you're just setting yourself up. If you can just find a nice gradual, baby steps approach, just like anything, and just make one change. And that's what I do in my 12-week program. I go, okay, here's your homework for this week. Let's implement this now. Let's implement this, and it just makes sense. People always have success with that. And so we will definitely touch base on all of that. As a matter of fact, if there are any of you out there, I'm going to give a shout out, because I'm going to offer up some private coaching to some people. And the more you can post and help others, then, I'm going to be picking some people and, inviting them to come and do like a private thing with me, or maybe even like a group thing. I'm thinking a group thing might be cool. Check it out. Like do, 2 or 3 people at a time on a Zoom call. So, any information or whatever suggestions you have on any of that would be very much welcomed. So, okay, like I said, so when I was talking about the influx of all these diets, what do we do? And then when you're doing the diet, we run on fear and shame. Everything in our life as human beings, we come from 2 places, love or fear. I mean, when you talk about in Tony's, in all of his teaching, Dean Graziosi as well, they basically talk about finding your why, okay? And that's like your deep down reason. I mean, they have some exercises. I was blown away, where, why do you want to lose weight? Oh, yeah, I just want to look good. Okay, what's the real reason behind that? Go a deeper level. I mean, it's an excellent exercise, and keep seeing how many 7 levels deep, is what most people should probably try to get to, okay? So that brings me to one thing that I think I missed in my notes, but it's a very important point. Oh my God, we're going to be talking hours here. Most people will make a change because they're forced to. I'm sick, or I've gained 600 pounds and I cannot fit into my clothes anymore. I can't get out of the house. I can't fit through the door. And it's so unfortunate. There are people like that, and they have enablers, but we, for the most part, our motivation factor is, we want to be loved. We want to be accepted. We want to be a part. And, being thin and beautiful and gorgeous and, that's all the things that we strive to. And it's mostly just bull from, marketing and society and, whatever. If you love yourself, that stuff all goes out the window. So, that's a whole other thing too that we can talk about. But I'm going to have a whole series of, talks about that with loving yourself and food. Sounds like a really corny title, but it's really good. So, so when you actually say, okay, put your hands up, what's the number one reason? Survey says, I want to look better. I want to lose weight. The number one reason for eating well. So basically, the very first reason, the gardener's outside. I'm sorry if you hear this crackling. So the very first reason should be because I want to be healthy. Looking good should be a byproduct of eating well. Okay, not having disease is the goal. And I'm going to use, I'm going to use an example, because when we're young, we are invincible. I was speaking of this earlier, things change. I remember I was 17, senior in high school. I was field hockey star. That's how I got through school, won a scholarship. But that was me. That was that was my identity. I was the jock chick, and I did really well. I think I was, had the most points because not only did I have a lot of goals, but assists, service to others. No, it's prevalent in my way of thinking. But, I was young, and I was just, half the time I'm playing on my knees, I'm diving in, got my stick in there, and I'm going to get a goal, or I'm going to get the ball. I'm going to get to the ball before the goalie comes or whatever. And my dad, one time after the game, he says, "Hun, you did great, but, you're going to wake up when you're 35 and your knees are going to be shot, And I was just like, what are you, old man? He doesn't know anything. I'm invincible. And sure enough, yeah, I've already had one knee surgery. Really lagging to get the other one. And I have really hard time because I was really hard on my knees, because I thought, hey, I'm not feeling this now. So, take my dumb stupidity as a kid. Relate that to food because, like I said, after I had babies, you're trying to lose something. And this is before I really ever got involved in any of this. When I finally went all organic, saw a naturopath, she cleaned out my toxin bin. I had all these good things I did. I went crazy. My kids hated me. We had no sugar in the house. There was no cereal, yeah, poor guys. I apologize to them now. In the end, they're going to be better for it, right? But I probably could have been a little less gung-ho. So that's a word to the wise for all of you too. They're trying to make changes. It's really hard to get everybody else to get on board with you. And sometimes you got to be, by yourself out there alone and do it. I can just say right now that when speaking of a few months back when I gained this weight, I was doing everything that I'm a weight loss coach. I could do this. I was absolutely stunned. I couldn't figure out. I could not get out of the rut. I could not get back to where I was. Here I am saying lose weight. I should have like a, swear jar. I really had a difficult time. I was literally melting down. So I was like, this cannot be. This goes against everything that I know, blah, blah. Well, then, sitting down with my doctor and finding out that this was my regular doctor, not my naturopath, that the medication, I'm usually checking everything out. I don't like taking meds. This was just to try and help me get the mask thing. So I was just like, I don't care. I'll eat dog turds if it'll let me, not eat a mask or be able to wear a mask because it's miserable. So I see that now, there you go. Learn from my mistakes, always do your homework. But anyway, I went into this program because of my hair falling out. And because of that, I found out that, I had, even though I've ironed my life out, I'm completely at peace. I'm very happy. Meditate every day and I'm completely content with things I love myself. I'm happy with me. I don't have any things that that I feel inadequate about or that I'm worried about. So, I shouldn't have any adrenal stress. What are you talking? And he says, oh, no. It takes years and years, to really kind of work. And it takes actually some work at it. So if you've been in a job, I was a caterer, with little kids and a husband in Iraq. And my life has been crazy for the last 20 years, except for the last 5, the last 2. I just gotta say, that's so much to do with what your process is with eating well and getting well. So many of our disease is from stress, and people say, yeah, I know that. But no, it really is amazing. That's an entirely different wormhole to go down in, but I'll just leave it at this. Ayurvedic medicine and also Eastern medicine. I said Eastern medicine yesterday, but I meant Western medicine, or the dummies that always treat the symptom rather than the problem. So anyway, that's another thing. But those two groups of thought been around thousands and thousands of years, not just like, our medicine now that's only been a couple hundred. They're using the wisdom of the ages, and both of these, these schools of thoughts tend to think that most of your disease starts in the gut. That's where all your biodome is. That's where all your chemistry for your whole life, because that's where the food goes and it gets sent everywhere else. We're one big chemical reaction, so. All right. So I'm coming in on an hour, and I'm sorry to keep you guys this long. Maybe you're not, hopefully you're still here. You're not asleep. But I hope that the topics, what I'm talking about here is interesting enough that you want to come back. I promise I won't. This is just a real broad scope to give everybody an idea of, what I'm trying to do. So, touched on all of those things, back to that, be lean, I'm going to eat healthy because I want to be lean, or I want to be healthy. And I've seen people, my children's orthopedic surgeon, was on the Olympic volleyball team, the picture of health, thin, gorgeous guy, died of cancer, so I don't know the reasons why. We don't know. We're not in charge of that. But there are people that are literally starving themselves nutritionally, and they look like a friggin', Greek god. So you just never know. That's why it's really important, and I'm going to repeat this, is that, looking good should be a byproduct of eating well. Because that eating well, it's not just about looking good. It's going to help your brain function and, keep you from Alzheimer's. I mean, all these little, there's so many health issues. Okay, so I'm going to give a shout out to two more people here. Okay, and on the website, these are posters, okay? One is Dorita Bar. And she posted a picture of herself, and before and after. Fantastic. Good for you, girl. I can't believe you did that. That's awesome. Go check it out. I mean, give her a kudos, talk to her, whatever. I'm not allowed to message anybody. I think even in my own site here. So hopefully that'll go away next. So if you do contact me, on the whatever, I may not be able to get back to you. I don't know, for a day, a week, whatever. Look into YouTube. I don't know. But anyway, I thought that was very brave of her, and that was just, fantastic for her to post that and share. Okay. And so the other one is Helene Little. Okay. And she posted that she has, let me find it here. Okay. It's right here on my page, right front and center. Okay. I talked about, and somebody did post some food. Thank you. We'll get there. But Helene Little, brave soul, she posts cholesterol, diabetes, blood sugar or blood pressure, and overweight. And God bless her. She's my cousin, my dear cousin. And, I'm sitting here thinking, why haven't I been helping her? She's saying, hey, I'm going to put this out here. That takes some stones to put that up there. And, all nepotism aside, cousin, you and I are going to sit down and we're going to talk. We're going to go through the 12-week thing. Don't confuse it with a 12-step thing. I have a 3-month program. So anyway, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to offer that for her. And I am going to offer that, just whatever I see that's a cool post, that you're there to be brave or to help others. And I'd like to, I'll get in touch with you. I'll shout out, et cetera, whatever. But I want to get some stuff going here with some people, and that they can kind of share in a, like a Zoom call or something. I think that would be really cool. So I thought that was great. In fact, there was actually someone that said, Kenneth Johnson. Thank you, Kenneth. He posted like those cool watermelon smoothies. Check that out. That looked good. He said, hello, do you have all of that? Yeah. You wouldn't believe how many people on this planet do. And it's all about food. It's all about food. So, I'm going to just kind of end there. Love you, cousin. Call me. We'll get that set up, and I'm going to let everybody go. And I'm just going to say again, thank you so much. Please email me, challenge@wiselifeconsulting.com. All one word. And, if you've got anything, and for now, I'm not too crazy busy, and I will try and answer and help out as many people as I can. That's what makes the world go round. Okay. Love you. Peace out.